Hey, greetings of the day, guys, and welcome to the fifth part of the Global Supply Chain series or playlist. This part doesn't has any connection with the earlier parts, but please go through the earlier parts for more information and to know or to get a small flavor of what's happening in the global supply chain world. This part is very informative. I will say you'll be amazed what's happening right now in the current world because of the war, pandemic, uncertainties happening, and the impacted global supply chain. Well, I made this video very short so that people are not bored. There are great changes or permanent changes happened in the current situation right now. People, you already know that global supply chain is under pressure due to the war and pandemic. Due to the war, the price of the fuel and the price of the raw materials is increasing. There is high inflation. The stocks are going down. People are losing their lives. Companies are going bankrupt, and also the government is not able to manage or control the inflation. As a result, the interest rates are also going up. So the cost of living, in a summary, the cost of living is also increasing day by day than the percentage increase of the salaries. The global supply chain since 2020 has been severely impacted. There has been delays and protracted supply shortages, maybe due to manpower, maybe due to congestion, varied reasons. Please refer to my earlier episodes or parts to gain the information that is needed that what I am talking now. Well, due to the war, there is another new kind of problems that's happening, that is there is rerouting, there is high transport cost and lower consumer demand all way on the global merchandise trade. Please check out this video. It will be very interesting to see or very informative to know what has happened now. In this way, many of the companies in a particular country where the things are sold are increasing their inventories. Okay, so we saw or we learned many things: reshoring, regionalization, all these new concepts are gaining momentum. Okay, moving forward, well, there has been a setback to the supply chain reliability also because of the pandemic as well as the war. Well, here is a report from ING, and this report is so nice that I am in love with this. They have it's an article from on released on 13th May 2022, very recent one, and they have, from the data point of view, they have done the analytics, and they show that okay, the reliability, which was near to 70% or more than 80% between the year 2019-20, have now fallen down to merely 35 to 38% and gone down to 30% at the start of 2022, but now it's slowly improving, and that is what they say here. Although global schedule reliability tracked by sea intelligence continues to improve, slowly reaching to 35.9% in March compared to 34.4% the month before. It remains below the 2021 levels, and that is highly, or the main contributing factor is the congestion at various ports and the effects of the war. So the and that is what I mentioned earlier about delays happening at the port, congestion, and lot of cancellation also in the earlier videos. Okay. Moving forward in this report, I'm not going to go into each of the details, but there is also data about ships waiting at the container ships waiting at the ports. Please read it through. Then also percentage of goods on waiting container ships globally. Well, they say that overall we are still facing a problem of under capacity because many people have there was great resignation when people didn't come to work. People are loving to work from home, mostly from the supply side. If we look at the latest global supply chain pressure index, pressure remain at historically high levels. Then moving forward, there is a permanent trade flow shifts with bumpy transition phase that we saw in this video. Because of that, because of the transition, there are new concepts popping up like regionalization, reshoring, etc., etc. Also, yeah, because of many sanctions imposed on Russia, there is an impact of inflation and also impact to the global supply chain shipping prices. Well, trade routes, temporary bypass, many of the these strategies have a lot of changes now. Well, we already know that Ukraine is a big supplier or a world-class supplier of sunflower oil, oilseeds, corn, wheat, and many others. And because of the Russia and Ukraine war, Russia has prevented Ukraine from outsourcing or exporting many products or any products, and the trade routes are now occupied by Russia. The Black Sea region is not only the breadbasket region but also one of the 14 global choke points as identified by this, where exceptional amounts of global food pass through. But due to the war, those have been choked. Recently accumulated small volumes of corn from Ukraine could be exported via Romania from the first time since Russia invaded Ukraine, but this is resulting in longer transportation times and higher costs. So please go through it in details. There are also a lot of many articles available about that how the war has affected rerouting also or trade routes also. There are further discussions about time consuming many other things, but you can go in detail. The link will be available in the description box. Okay, moving forward, regarding the current impacts, there is a very peculiar thing happening in the current era that companies got orders and they're building up inventory. So I found a good article from McKinsey from January 2042, and we see that many of the companies like Walmart, those are big players like Walmart's, then many apparel companies, they are now accumulating inventories at record high levels. Here is a report, and they show that okay, inventory of critical products has increased from 2020, like more than 15% now, and many other indicators. Also, they show that how things are people are accumulating the inventory to prevent further future uncertainties because of this war. But there is a negative impact of inventory pileup. Well, here is a good article that I found. Well, the chaotic mix of record fuel prices and unending supply chain crisis retailers considering have retailers considering the unthinkable. Instead of returning your unwanted item, just keep them. So if from the e-commerce I buy something but I don't like it, then if I order for a return, then what the e-commerce business is doing, they return us the money, but they also tell us to keep the product, the unwanted product, because already their warehouse is filled with lot of inventory and there is no space. And further, if they take those return orders and they have to return it because of the high transportation costs of the containers, because of the war, because of the delays, it's very costly for them to return it to the manufacturer rather than allowing the user to keep the unwanted product. So this is scary, and here the seller is in benefit, but yeah, this is the only thing that the companies can do, that they are absorbing the losses somehow. So instead of piling returned merchandise on the ongoing inventory heap, stores are considering just handing customers their money back and letting them hang on to the stuff that they don't want. And yeah, in recent weeks, some of the biggest store chains like Target, Walmart, Gap, American Eagle, Outfitters, and etc. have been accumulating the inventory ranging from clothes, jackets, etc. It cost them ton of money to store it, but they're getting prepared for the future. If the war prolongs, if there is shortages of raw materials, if the inflation is skyrocketing, then people are accumulating right now to supply it to the suppliers in the future. Uh, yeah, they say that it is a strategic, smart move. But yeah, who is in loss there here? The warehouses or the manufacturers? Not the manufacturers, but the retailers are in loss here. So the link of this article will also be given in the description box. Please go through it. Lastly, some more details about the disruption in the global supply chain. About 11% of the shipments from Asia arrived on time in North America this month, down from 18% in May 2021. This is also about the reliability factor of the supply chain. Business including film, photographic. This is about other kind of raw materials where executives think that there is no relief in the foreseeable future. We don't expect to see change in the availability or cost of supply. We expect that it will continue the remainder of the year. So people are very skeptical, and things are not looking rosy. So the precautionary measures are in place. Strategies are being rethinked. New concepts are getting implemented. So I will make another video of the what are the new strategies in the global supply chain that being under research or being already implemented because of this war, pandemic, and what's happening right now. So stay tuned, guys. And this is what I wanted to share, that the current impact of the global on the global supply chain because of all these unfortunate things happening in the world. So with that being said, keep knowing, guys, learn every day and stay safe and be financially strong. With that, have a nice day, guys, and we'll see each other in the next video.